I am Ukrainian. My daughter and I, we fled from Russian war in Ukraine. And this word war, I have never perceived so sharply before until the war. I met it just face to face. When my great granny told me the scary stories from the Second World War, I could never feel this deep pain that people went through at that time. And when the war started in Ukraine, so that was the time when I recalled all her stories, and that was the time when I first was fully empathetic with the deep pain that people went through. And today I just want to share my small story that happened with us, and I just even now, I cannot believe that it can happen in the 21st century. So that morning, when the war started, I remember in every detail, and I think I will remember as long as I will live, Having just intense panic and being paralyzed inside, I had to make decisions very fast. A lot of people are asking, how did you make this decision? How did you leave your country? How did you go through all of that? And I got answered, I did it and that's all. But when I arrived here and staying safe for a few months, I started just asking myself how I did it, how it happened, what is the strength that helped me to do that? And the funniest thing is, the answer is that I didn't think at that time. I just didn't analyze. I just let it go and relied on God. Because if I started analyzing what is happening, I think I would never act. And that's exactly when I just packed my pain deep inside and started acting. How our story, just journey to Canada started? We didn't have any relatives outside Ukraine, either in Europe or any other continent. I didn't have a clue where to go and what to do. One day, when the war, full-scale invasion started, I just took a globe, I spun it around, closed my eyes, and just stopped it with my finger. And you'd never believe that was Ontario, Canada. That really was the first sign from God that I got at that time. And I clearly remember that I didn't want to live under missiles. I didn't want to live in internal sirens. I didn't want my daughter to live in the smelly, stinky, cold basements. And I didn't want her to have this fear till the end of her life. And that influenced my decision the most. I remember the day when we were at the railway station. We left Ukraine 26th of February, 2 days after the war started, and when we said goodbye to everyone, to my parents, to my husband, we didn't know if we'd meet again. We didn't know for how long it is, and it's already 1 year when we are not home, when we are part of our family. And I remember the words of my husband when he told, I want you and our daughter to come back and live in a free country. And that's why my decision came. So he decided to go and as volunteer to military and fight for freedom. And at that time, I didn't realize even through what we would need to go. So anyway, from that moment, I always felt hands of God and really angels' wings that followed us and opened multiple doors for us, for me and for my daughter. And I feel really blessed about what was happening with us through, like on the way, through Poland, Italy, Austria, and finally Canada. So we arrived to Canada last June, and staying here for a few days, I had this feeling as I meant to be here. We met so many angels on our way that supported us, that were ready to help from the first days. And really, Guelph community, you're amazing people. Your help really matters, and you really make a difference. And I'm proud to be the part of this community today.